Okay, next item on the agenda is discussion. City staff discussion.
I'll begin with the July 16th Architecture Review Committee. Any volunteers?
July 21st, you mean?
The 21st is the Planning Commission, but the Architectural Review will be on the 16th.
Thank you.
Peterson.
I could be a backup.
Okay. Mishra and Marshall.
I have to call you. I know.
Okay.
I think I'm okay.
Okay.
Put him there.
Commissioner Chair Chase tonight. All right.
No problem.
Okay. Thank you. The other thing I'd like to note is that, as you know, we adopted the general plan in March. The second step to that is that you have to adopt a new zoning code in order to state law requires that you amend your zoning code so that it be consistent with the general plan. So we're going to be doing an overhaul of the zoning code. We just interviewed consultants over the past week, so I'll keep everyone up to date, but that's just another one of the long-range planning projects that we have going on now, along with the transit corridor plan and the residential design guidelines. You also will be soon be having joint City Council Planning Commission meetings for both those documents, for the residential design guidelines as well as the transit corridor plan, a check-in for the transit corridor plan and a check-in for the residential design guidelines. So those two are coming along. So the residential design guidelines is in about 90%, almost 100% draft form for your review. In the transit corridor plan, we're about at the 50% mark. And the final one, this is pretty exciting, Farmers Market was approved for downtown. It's going to start on Sunday on San Mateo Avenue between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. So right on the street between Sylvan and Genevan. Pacific Coast Farmers Market is going to be the operator. The applicant and the sponsor of the event is San Bruno Chamber of Commerce. The Pacific Coast Farmers Market does they have about 60 markets within the Bay Area, including some right here in San Mateo County. They operate the South City Market, they operate the Millbrae Market, they operate the CSM Market, the Belmont, as well as the San Carlos Market on Thursday night. So it's a very successful farmers market. The shop owners downtown are really excited about it because it's going to drive business downtown. So it's pretty exciting, and I hope you tell as many people as you can to come out this Sunday for the grand opening and ribbon cutting event. Oh yeah, and one other final one is we had the housing. We had a housing element workshop where we invited everyone from the community to come in and discuss housing issues. It was actually even more successful than we thought it was going to be. A number of people stopped in, made comments about what they'd like to see incorporated into our housing element.
Thank you. Very good report.
Chair, Aaron, I was going to ask on the Planning Commission discussion about the farmers market because I just got some flyers on it, and I think it's going to be a good thing. But my question is, what constitutes an event like a street fair or something like that, or like an every Sunday thing where they have to come to the Planning Commission for approval for parking exceptions and stuff like that? Because I got a couple calls from people asking me if I knew anything about it, when they got the flyers, and I knew nothing about it as a Planning Commissioner. So, at what point, if it's every Sunday for the rest of the year, which is a lot of Sundays, at what point is it a business and not just an event?
What was required in this case, there was a number of permits required, but the two main things that were required were a street closure by the City Council. We noticed everyone within every shop owner on San Mateo Avenue of the street closure hearing, as well as everyone within 300 feet of the block, although that's not required. Since this isn't a land entitlement, since it's in with the public right-of-way, it doesn't come to the Planning Commission. It's a decision of the City Council for use of the public right-of-way. And the actual encroachment into the public right-of-way for the event is handled through an encroachment permit. And the City Council provided direction related to that encroachment permit and the conditions that will be placed on it. So we actually noticed more people than we normally notice for a Planning Commission event. And I got quite a few phone calls about it, and they were almost 100% positive. There was a couple concerns about an earlier start time that we originally had and the noise that would be generated for the residential neighborhood. City Council actually responded to that and made it go an hour. It was originally going to be from 9 to 1, and now it's from 10 to 2, so it's not as early for the residents on a Sunday morning. And it's also noted that Bank of America and Citibank have both volunteered their lots for the market, so that's about an additional 90 parking spaces. And there's going to be directional signs getting people to those parking spaces. And on top of that, we also have, of course, 400 public parking spaces in the downtown area.
Okay, so the main answer is, since it's city-owned property, that's what makes the difference?
Correct, yeah.
Any other final questions of staff?